Recently they updated the train station in Whitchurch by knocking down a freaking seating area and replacing it with a seating area of exactly the same fucking length and everything. I mean, that's when you know a company's got too much money in their hands. Have you ever noticed that they've called it the Xbox, and it's not even in the shape of a box? Well, it is in the shape of a rectangle, but I don't know if that'd be as catchy. The new X rectangle for 25p! No, I don't think it works, actually. Time goes quicker as you get older, man. Wait, hang on a minute. There must be a point in your life where you get to a certain age and you start thinking about death quite a lot. And because you're thinking of death so much, because you're worrying about it so much, time, you know, must go slower, because they say that when you're worried, time goes slower. So yes, there's a big hole and a middle finger in your theory. I cut 3 hairs off of my head the other night. I mean, if I keep this up, then by the year 3000 I'll be as bald as Bruce Willis. And when that point comes, I'll try whipping my hair back and forth. It's always a tad bit funny when somebody's bald and they've got a beard. I mean, why don't you just give their head some of that hair? And I've got a feeling that I'm going to regret saying that. Oh, I say, always tripped up there. You see, back when our world had, we didn't have any of this iPod, we didn't have any of this iPhone, we didn't have any of this Xbox, and we certainly didn't have any of this Steve Jobs, you know. Back when our world had, back in the early 2000s, we didn't have that, we had this instead, you know, the old Tamagotchi. Now, you remember I kept mine alive for 23 generations. I tell you, now that we're into the early 10s of the decade, I don't know what's going on. Technology is too quick for me. I acknowledge that was a crap impression of an old person, but it's true. Somebody spoke to me the other day on Facebook, asking for my help on a game that I don't play anymore. I responded to this by speaking in Swedish, even though I don't speak a word of Swedish. And he didn't ask for my help after that, thank you very much. Well, he probably knows I can speak English because he could probably see my freaking status updates. And there's a possible flaw in my own theory there. And I have to say that the new YouTube homepage is bloody awful. It seems that they're taking a page from Facebook's book and made a slight adjustment so that they don't do it as often as Facebook. I mean, the amount of times Facebook has changed its profile is annoying. I mean, why can't they just find one profile that everybody fucking likes and just stick to that? Or give us an option of layout so we don't have to sit through this whole, you know, compulsory change things and get all uncomfortable on Facebook again for a little while. So yes, Mark Zuckerberg, I'd like to make an official complaint, please. One thing that is a bit confusing is why not many girls like football. I said not many because I know some do before you have a go. Because, I mean, if I give you a basic outline of what football is, then you'll see what I'm saying here. 22 men chasing after a ball. I mean, that sounds very appealing to women, if you ask me. One thing that used to annoy me when I was a kid was when they did stuff like this. There we are. Now, if we just put this into the oven here, like that, there we go. That sounds okay, Tim. What are you going on about? Yes, everything's fine and dandy now, but suddenly, out of nowhere, they do this. Alright, there we are. On for 25 minutes. And here is one I made earlier. And that really used to piss me off. I mean, if you could just do that in real life, that would be amazing. So that's 2 middle fingers to realism there, unfortunately. These people who have complained to the BBC about EastEnders' baby swapping storyline annoy me as well. Because, I mean, come on, man. I mean, you know, the writers of TV shows try and make it, you know, realistic, and you know, Ronnie's personality makes me believe that, you know, if she was in that situation, she would do that. So, you know, and you're watching a programme that's supposed to be realistic, man. I mean, what more do you want? Hypocrites. And by personality, I mean what she's lost in the past, obviously. Some people like to put comments like crap underneath YouTube videos that have got like hundreds of thousands of views and most of the comments are positive. I mean, people don't even read one-word answers. They ignore them anyway. I mean, especially like videos that have just been uploaded that are just getting like thousands of comments every minute, as an example. Like nearly every comment is positive, and then somebody replies to one of the comments and says, "What are you talking about? This is an awful fucking video." I mean, sometimes their comments make me wonder if they've even watched the video. There's a horror film about a tyre. I mean, have you ever heard anything so random? It's called Rubber. You know, 1 human year is 25 computer years. Okay, I made that up, but if it was true, it'd explain why my computer's so slow. Because that would make it at least 125 years old. I like the Back to the Future films, but let's be honest, the second one is a bit misleading. Because part of it is set in America in 2015. And I went to America in 2009 and there wasn't even a sign of flying cars, you know, being sold. So, you know, if that's the case with 6 years to go, then either we better have flying cars quick, or, you know, the creators of Back to the Future were being a bit optimistic. And it's 2011 now, just to clear that up. And no, there wasn't any flying cars in 2011 to people who might be watching this in 100 years' time. And if would YouTube even be around in 100 years' time? I don't even know. Have you ever noticed how talking to someone on the phone without holding your hands on the phone makes you look lopsided? I mean, you're best not walking past a person who's lopsided when you're doing that, because this might happen. So yeah, I'll get them to you on Monday, shall I? Stop mocking me! Right, well, thanks for watching this video. And before I pass you over to the final 5 seconds of this video, which you're probably familiar with if you've watched any of my videos before, goodbye. That is all.